Thank you. Dear colleagues, it's really a great pleasure for IRD to be here. Um, I am the CEO of IRD, but in my previous life, I was a plant health expert, and you know that plant health is extremely connected to soil health. So this eighth edition of the annual 4 per meal initiative is particularly important this year, it has been said. Indeed, in 2024, the three Rio Convention will have held their conference of the parties, and consolidating the role of science in this international agenda remains essential. Sustainable soil management is a key factor in combating the effect of climate change. How do we contribute to this? It is by reducing the contribution of the land sector to greenhouse gas emissions. It's by enabling better adaptation to climate change. This has been said before. It's also by promoting soil biodiversity and environmental services. And it's also by enabling better production to ensure food and nutritional security for population. Our decision makers, they are confronted with the different land use and land use change scenarios adapted to local context. So it is really vital that they can base their decision on robust scientific knowledge and data. This requires science that is open to a wide variety of academic, but also non-academic players. And this science must, for example, combine so-called conventional knowledge with indigenous and traditional knowledge in order to document the trade-offs and synergies between different land use scenarios with a view to achieving the sustainable development goals. And we have little time left until 2030. So IRD is fully involved in the scientific field of sustainability science, a science that is co-constructed and core in the national higher education and research ecosystem of more than 50 low and middle income countries. And it is equally important to invest together in research infrastructures and observatories that enable the production and processing of data over the long term. Informed decision-making on sustainable soil management must also be based on reliable, robust, and contextualized this scientific data collected over long or short-term periods of time. So to acquire this data over the long time series, IRD with our partners from the South have developed observatories. And these observatories allow scientists and citizens also to collect data over long time series and provide solid grounds to inform decision making at local, national, and also international levels. So this is the case, for example, I would like to take two examples briefly. In West Africa with the Amakach network, whose aim is to measure the impact of global change on the continental water cycle. And also the second example in Senegal with the Observatoire Population Santé Development, Observatory for Population Health and Environment, where more than 50 years of data collected, including monitoring of greenhouse gas flows at the soil, vegetation, also atmosphere interface, and as part of the Fair Carbon program that is financed by France 2030. So for nearly 15 years, IRD has been developing a low-cost mobile soil carbon measurement methodology, which now is deployed with our partners in the field and also our laboratories. In line with the 4 per meal initiative, our work on the role and transfer of carbon from soils focuses on natural processes in continental ecosystem. I think IRD is making an original contribution, notably by studying the role of carbon in soil, in particular in forest biomass, for example, in the Congo Basin and also Amazon. Also by studying carbon transfer to aquatic and coastal ecosystem, and also by studying the importance of inorganic soil carbon in greenhouse gas emissions, as yet which is little studied. So with the COP desertification just a few days away, We look forward to seeing you in Riyadh, where we will be taking part in a number of events with our partners, including the 4-per-Meal initiative. And let's see how we can strengthen our commitment and our proposal between now and the COP29 climate in Belém next year. So thank you again for your invitation. Thank you for your mobilization, and I wish you a very fruitful day of exchange. Thank you.